great mobility. She jumps so high. Yeah. But she's going to have her hands full, and it's actually kind of a funny little matchup here. She's just going to be going up against regular Samus.
Batman versus Bruce Wayne here, or no, Iron Man versus Tony Stark. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Same thing.
Same thing. But yeah, it's gonna be really funny to see how this one plays out here. Obviously, both of these players are world-class level. Sisqui has definitely been a lot more consistent. He's been competing more. Mars has definitely dialed it back a bit. Yep. You know, does more of that content grind. But like, it's so funny because like he disappears for a bit, does his content. Big tournament comes around, he competes. Hey guys, remember me?
That's right, I'm back. It's like, oh crap, Mars is here, y'all. Got to bring our A game. Let's see how it all unfolds right here for game number 1. Sisqui, of course, the first one to draw some blood coming through with that Zaire early on. Now, Samus is one of those characters I think a lot of people sleep on. We get so caught up in the long-range gameplay that we forget close quarters. She can actually throw down.
Oh, yeah,
it doesn't happen the majority of the game because after you leave that percent window, she has to play the long game. But it gets to about right here, and then you'll see a completely different Sisqui after a while.
Oh yeah, and a lot of it comes down to when she uses those projectiles. A lot of that just kind of creates some pressure on you. Like, that's not the be-all, end-all. It's just using, you know, the missile, the charge shot.
Right.
It's actually getting in there. Like that forward air, super active, very, very strong move. The nair is actually really strong as well. So we'll definitely see a lot of that. And I expect a lot of grabs and a lot of zairs too.
Yeah, from both parties right here. As you can see right now, the short hop nair on the way in. Quick frame 8 option on the first one. Definitely going to need all the frame data you can get versus a character as quick and nimble as ZSS. Okay, we'll go for the zair once more, and I smooth. Faked them out, made them seem like it was okay to cross them up, and then the minute you touch that shield incorrectly, I'm up being.
Absolutely. Right now, okay, zaired the wrong way. A little bit of an awkward moment. I don't know if, you know, this is like first time Mars is playing. I'm not sure how much of a guy he is to warm up, but definitely a bit of a sloppy start, or at least a slow start here. I don't want to say sloppy.
No.
But Sisqi's definitely on point here. He's looking good. He's looking confident. Off to a great start here. Gets a little bit of extra damage on that second stock.
That's right. Of course, in the corners where Sisqui really starts to come alive. Same can be said for Mars. Unfortunately, nobody home right there for the grab. Going to spot dodge it. There's that forward air, kind of holding down the middle portion of the stage. And again, ZSS and regular Samus both kind of have that thing where they're moving around, but I think they're at their most dangerous when they decide to stand still. Yeah. That's when you know you've walked into a trap. We're seeing it come out here from Sisqui a little bit more than Mars, but I'd imagine Mars is going to cook up here with that F smash pretty soon.
Yeah, and that's the part of it too, is like we're seeing a lot of it here from Sisqui in this first game. Like Samus is probably one of the best ledge trappers in the game, right? She's got so many tools. That down B definitely creates a lot of havoc. And like the thing is like we talked so much about how ZSS kind of gets like a get out of jail free card, you know, that flip kick.
Yep.
Samus can kind of cover some of that too, so you definitely have to be very wary of what Sisqi's going to be going for. We do see Mars with that side B going to get that first stock out of here, but 141%, and that stock's gone immediately, Rob.
Yeah, that's unfortunately up out of here, man. And Samus, a very, very explosive character, strangely enough. You know, she has fair, you know, drop shield, fair, boom, I'm in your face, dash attack, frame 8, it ain't bad of a move. I mean, she can definitely tussle up close. I really appreciate Mars right there, kind of risking it all and going for the side B in a time where you know once Sisqui comes off that ledge, she's going to go for a charge shot, beating him to the swing, and it paid off in a big way. Unfortunately, still losing that stock, but on the verge of possibly taking Sisqi's here. If he can keep him airborne, he might be able to cook up into something. Okay. A couple more up airs to Sisqi's behalf. Going to go for the B reverse. Definitely want to be facing your opponent if your power suit Samus. No, my God, off the backboard.
Okay, yep, there we go, get that first grab. Oh, kind of like a turnaround crouch. That was interesting.
Yeah, told you, bro. When they stand still is when you know Samus has you in a trap.
Yeah.
Going to go for forward throw.
There we go, gets that one out of air, second one. You were talking about this at the very beginning, the third. You're getting juggled, and that's the thing, is Zero Suit Samus, well, both of them are actually quite a bit floaty. I feel like Zero Suit Samus has an easier time getting back down to the ground, but as we talk here, I mean, Mars is really taking this back, was down basically almost a whole stock at 144%, and now taking this back here, only has 58% on him right now.
That's right. Completely clawed their way back right here from this deficit, but the job ain't done just yet. Again, these lower percents is definitely when Sisqui starts to thrive, and now he's pulling away. And all he needs is to solidly play something. There's the down throw.
Yep.
Forward air frame 6. Quicker option. Definitely a bit more difficult to react to. And smooth stuff right there on Mars, knowing if I touch his shield safely, there's a good chance he will up B early. Samus with Zero Suit Samus with a lot of safe options on shield for sure.
Yep. Okay, there we go. Double jump here. Trying to put some pressure down on that ledge, but yeah, Sisqui having no trouble there. Dash attack now has stage control. I like Mars going up really high there because that way you don't have to deal with the ledge trap game at all. You just completely avoid it, and you know we'll just get right back into neutral. But man, 110 that nair, man, Sisqi's been really on top of that. That B reverse charge shot. How many of those did we see this game, man?
I mean, too many, but for good reason. That's the sign that Sisqi's playing where he needs to be, and of course that's not a shot at Mars by any stretch of the imagination. Mars, of course, a little cold to the start, but definitely came alive towards the tail middle end of that match.
Yep.
Curious to see what this next game is going to bring, because again, I think as weird as this is going to be to say, both Samus and Zero Suit Samus can be kind of momentum-based characters in a lot of ways. You know, when those setups start working well for both, especially Zero Suit Samus, this character becomes unstoppable. And, you know, Mars, for those who don't know, one of the few players out there in the world to stop MKLeo's Genesis reign, you know. I believe it was Genesis 6 or 7. He was able to put it into it, so he knows what it takes.
That was such a different Genesis.
Bro, I remember watching that in real time. It was like, dude, okay, Mars.
I went to the bathroom, and I was like, all right, this is probably going to be like a reset or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Leo's going to get the reset. I watch the reset. I come back. It's the last stock of game 3. I'm like, what happened?
Bro, Mars was... He was cooking with some different grease back in them days, and hopefully those days are going to extend into these days right here. This is Winterside Top 128, friends. For those who don't know, again, we are out of the best of 3 territory and into that coveted best of 5 portion of bracket. So if your favorite player loses game 1, it's okay. They got more games upon themselves.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of already hit on it a couple times, but I feel like Mars, for the most part, like he can start off hot, but I feel like he's definitely a guy who gets the engine running as the set goes on, too. And this is definitely, like, I think one of the few players. I mean, there's a lot of players who I wouldn't want to see, like myself, in a game 5, but like Mars is definitely among the top of that list. Like he's very, very dangerous in those scenarios.
Yeah. And I think Mars is definitely leaning into that ideology for sure. Maybe not as much going hard, you know, not going super duper aggressive as this match kicks off. Looking for some of that nickel and dime damage. Again, Samus, great character. Zero Suit Samus, though, quicker. Has that frame 1 jab. She can kind of play that tit for tat game. Up here, -2 on shield. So if you shield it, it's still going to be very difficult to punish her after it's done.
Dude, this is actually something I've been really appreciating about Mars and Light lately. I think both of them do it, but they've been playing this song, Big Crusher, quite a bit.
Oh, yes.
And both of them, but like, they put it on every once in a while. I love this song, man. It's so good. Yeah, dude. I know this song when I played in Cinderella. I don't know why. It just brings a certain energy out of me, so I get it.
I see, man. Hey. Sisqui right now trying to bring the energy. A bit of a bind right now. Mars, of course, not letting up at all. Love that short hop back. You're probably expecting Sisqui to, you know, go for like a short hop fair off the ledge again. Quick frame 6 option. But there's the up here, top of the screen, magnifying glass, kissing the blast zone, but not quite enough to get it done. Up throw? Yes.
Yep. I thought they actually took the stock for a second there. I was about to be like, all right, you know, that's definitely where we're at. All right, interesting. I kind of like that. You just kind of go out there, just put the pressure on. It's just a very normal recovery. You get the flip kick, still have stage control, so good stuff from Mars. Not really willing to push the button to just kind of get things going here yet, but that side beat will certainly take it down. And yeah, Mars is in the motion. He's in the flow state here.
That's right, man. This is exactly what I was kind of worrying about here for Sisqui. You know, again, a little cold to the touch in game number 1. Game number 2, Mars is running hot right here in my Mick Jagger voice, and he's doing a damn good job expounding on it. Go for the Zaire there.
I wonder if we'll see Mars actually go for any down airs because of Sisqi's recovery. I feel like you can actually down air and get the spike out of that. I mean, obviously, he's going to want like probably another stock to really get silly with it, but that's a big punish there. Oh, it doesn't get the follow-up. Actually does get another one. All right, beautiful stuff.
And just, again, taking those platforms away, that's kind of what you have to deal with when you go up against Zero Suit Samus on a stage like Battlefield. He becomes a kid on the playground. Mobility's increased, which means combo streaks are increased as well. So hit him with the what are those to the you are out of here. Love that. Mars going up in a big way now. Maybe he might start getting silly like you were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, Mars, it's just kind of like a New England thing. They like to get a little disrespectful up there sometimes. You definitely see it in his gameplay, Light's gameplay. They definitely like to showboat just a little bit. But what a difference in game 1 to game 2 here, man. We're on the cusp of a 3 stock, and Mars is showing no signs of slowing down. Sisqi's just not been able to get it going. A little short in the grab there. You are going to take a charge shot, but it won't be full. You won't lose that stock quite yet.
Nope. Not going to go for the up throw there that time either, of course. Not working with any rage, but nice. Expending just a little bit of damage right there to almost get the job taken. Again, I think that's the mark of a true competitor. Knowing when it's time to put a little bit of your damage on the line to get that stock taken will make all the difference. Off the mark, though. Back row. You in this corner. Don't go high. Yes, always in the corner with that forward air.
I thought that was the down air we were going to see. I thought we were going to see it there again. Dude, he's got him on the back foot, man. He's on skates right now. He doesn't know what to do. Does front, I think, a Randy forward air, and Mars happened to fall into that. But, man, I feel like Sisqui is shook.
Yeah, again, I think, you know, Sisqui just being able to put out like an active hitbox all the way through the center part of Battlefield, through that platform, kind of cuts off a lot of options for Mars. Again, Mars looking to increase that mobility, and looks like he's doing just that, moving into game number 2 with the W on board for himself.
That was a much stronger showing from Mars. I think he's definitely a lot more comfortable here. Again, game 1, he can take those, but like he definitely recognizes, especially in a situation like this in best of 5, a lot of data can be recovered. in those first scenarios, those first games? What is your opponent trying to accomplish against you, and how can you establish your counterplay?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, both of these two players, of course, they just do a really good job of putting on that master class of adaptation. You know, something happened to me in this game, how do I mitigate it for the next one while also stopping you from doing what you're trying to do, but also simultaneously trying to get my point across. I think Mars did just that. Sisqui, I'm curious to see what the game plan is going to be. And I say that because obviously he lost, but also Samus as a character can be kind of cut and dry at times.
Yeah.
You know how she gets down in early parts of the game, and then you certainly know how she gets down in later portions. But you might have to throw something a little bit new into the mix. Let's see how it all goes.
We'll definitely see. I mean, do have a little bit of a larger stage here, so I feel like it kind of gives you a little more breathing room potentially against Samus, but like still with how fast she is, how mobile she is, it's still going to be a bit of a hassle. But again, just having that extra space to, you know, get your back steps in and continue to kind of like kite her around is definitely going to be crucial.
Yeah, seriously. And both sides right here kind of looking to break the ice. Will they or won't they? Both sides kind of feeling each other out, but there's one charge shot, the first of many to come. And yes, taking these platforms away from Mars is something that we've seen at the end of the last game, but I'm glad we're starting to see it more in the beginning. And here, platforms are your worst enemy against Samus. It just increases how much damage she can give you, how many of your situations she can get herself out of. Down throw.
Okay, interesting. Not sure what the downer was looking for there. Maybe they were trying to read a particular scenario, but it is what it is. No punish either way. Both players now back to a little bit of neutral. Mars, slight advantage here. And I do like this too. Like, he's getting very aggressive, and he knows not to push it further than he really needs to. We're actually seeing him I saw him like neutral air dodge backwards a little bit, like drift back, and he's just like, all right, listen, I'll reset, and then I'll just come back and beat you again.
That's right, man. Why not? I already have the upper advantage right now. Another forwarder, but that time reading it early. And there's that dash attack again. Explosive frame 8 option. I'm out that corner. I'm back towards the Pokeball portion of the stage, but not for long because you about to feel this rage. Great stuff right here on Mars' side.
That was actually super slick too. Very good stuff from Mars, but now Sisqui on the offensive end with advantage here. Mars will get back down to the stage to see if he can get some extra credit. That will be some free damage for sure. I do like the attempt from Sisqui, but you got to be a little more careful.
Yes, you most certainly do here. You cannot afford to overextend on the ZSS. He did a really good job in game number 1, spot dodging a lot of these standing jabs, and more specifically, that tether grab. Nice charge cancel. And see, that's where Samus can get dangerous. She's lacking in framed out up close, of course, but she can mix you up. That charge cancel, the bane of a lot of players' existence for sure.
I can't tell how many times I see like the charge cancel, turn around, grab and stuff like that. It's just like, all right, guys, everyone practices that.
Yes.
But we are actually seeing a bit of a lack of that, and I think that's actually for a particular reason, because I feel like if you jab ZSS's shield and you run backwards, Mars is going to react so fast, he's not even going to be anywhere where you want him to be at that point. So.
Yeah, and usually that works on most players because Samus's jab itself is bad. First jab is great. Second jab, there's a lot to be desired, but it's almost so bad it's good given the right circumstance.
Right.
Sisqui, of course, knows just that right there. Almost put himself into a particular circumstance. Off the mark right there with the up B. Unfortunately, paying for it. No back air. I can be out here a while. God, back air on shield. It's crazy back throw. You know it.
There it is, right back to the stage. Yep. That's actually twice now I've seen Mars actually re-grab the ledge with no punish from Sisqui. So I feel like that's something Sisqui does need to be a little bit more prepared for. However, it's probably just not part of his game plan right now. He's rather just trying to go for as many setups as possible to get some good punishes on Mars, but I feel like you are missing out on something you could definitely be taking advantage of.
Oh, 100%. I certainly don't, but yeah, I mean, taking full advantage right there, just the distance between me and my opponent. I know you're never ready for this dash attack. Again, it's the conditioning that Samus brings and the same sort of conditioning that Samus brings as well, too. But yeah, I got to give it to Sisqui. Unfortunately, not quite able to play that corner game that we really get to see him do, but, you know, definitely readjusting. Curious to see what the adjustments are going to be right here, though, for Mars. This match felt like a bit of a lead for Mars at points, you know, definitely starting to fall by the wayside here.
Yeah, I think definitely this additional room is allowing Sisqui to kind of like get into the flow of their game plan just a little bit easier here. However, I mean, it is still Mars at the end of the day, but Sisqui's definitely looking a lot more comfortable. So if he happens to pull this game off, definitely probably going to be banning a lot of those smaller stages, you know, just making sure he has that space he needs.
Oh, yeah. Missing the grab. I ain't missing mine, though, said Samus. Up air. Not getting a triple one. But again, that's that platform stuff I was talking about.
Whoa.
Okay. Getting a little dangerous in the
Mars
corner.
really just does so much. I'm just like, what is he doing here? And I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But he just looks so dangerous. I don't know why. Oh yeah, that's dangerous.
No way. No, Samus is too big for that.
Dude, she heavy, man. Samus is so heavy. I have no idea why.
Begin smacked around off the stage. Stalling out. Tyson has to go for the forward that time. Quick option, and of course, lasts a while. You want that active hitbox around you while ZSS is trying to jump all over you.
Yep. Oh, wow, I'm actually really shocked.
Wow.
A couple sloppy plays at the end, definitely going to be costly for Sisqui, and Mars is definitely going to be taking advantage of that. Definitely a much more competitive game 3, definitely something I like to see here, but yeah, we'll have to see where we kind of go here next. I don't even know what you ban at this point. I mean...
Okay, let's see. There we are. But yeah, I agree. Some of the adjustments we need to see, I think, are very stage dependent for sure.
Yes.
I think, you know, you gave us the wide open range of Pokemon Stadium in that last game. We definitely started to see, you know, a lot of advantage kind of lean into the favor of Sisqui. But I think one key aspect of Sisqi's gameplay that we're not quite seeing is that coveted corner game. Like, bro, you ever get frustrated for somebody else? Like, when you watch somebody play up against a top tier Samus like Sisqui, you're just like, bro, once you get in that corner, you're done.
Yeah.
Like, that's actually, it's the mini game that you're in right now. And I think that's what Sisqui needs to lean into. Of course, that's a task easier said than done because ZSS can spring out of the corner. I mean, the minute she gets caught, she said, I'm out of there.
Yep. Yeah, she just got so many escape tools too. Actually, Samus has some decent escape tools when you're like putting too much pressure. Like that up B did get a buff, if I remember, like during the pandemic era. So definitely a little bit faster out of shield. Does go a little bit higher as well. But we haven't really seen a whole lot of that. We did see one at the very beginning here, but I don't know. For the most part, though, I think Mars is actually also just really content with this kind of run and gun style gameplay.
Right. Definitely. And it's definitely paying off right here in a big way. My goodness. Okay, I think that's one of the drawbacks of having a big stage is that it's easier to see the charge shots coming, which means that Sisqi's gonna have to play a little closer. Not the worst thing to do in the world, of course, especially when you have dash attack to just kind of force your way out of the corner back towards center stage. Mars, of course, very hit to his ways right now. Off the mark with that forward air. Not seeing as many nairs right here from Mars as well. Slow move, but -4 on shield on ZSS's side.
That was quite a crazy conversion attempt. However, to get a small punish to that forward air off stage. Oh my goodness.
What y'all doing?
There was so much pressure. The fact that Sisqui made it back, I panicked and I recovered the wrong way. I'm telling you right now.
No, seriously, I was already dead. I never even made it to this situation. I never made it to this portion of the bracket, bro.
Oh my goodness. That was like just the nerves of steel from Sisqui to be able to kind of keep themselves calm in that type of...
Jeez, man.
All right.
Okay, both sides kind of bringing out all the stops here. Falling up air to the rising up air. That's right. Even if you shielded that, guess what I was going to do again? I was going to up air again because it's just that good on shield.
It is.
Sisqui right now looking for the up throw. That should be enough. Yes, gets the red stuff, and that's going to be enough. Great stuff right here from both competitors trying to keep this one airtight and for good reason. The last thing you want to do in the world, especially if you're Mars, is allow a character like Samus to get any portion of a lead.
Yep. And I mean, already we're seeing it. 64%, 34, and then another 30 just from that charge shot. That is actually disgusting here. And yeah, this was a very, very close game. And now Sisqui seems to be running away with the lead here. And you know, at this pace keeps up, I think we're going to be seeing that game 5 run.
I think we most certainly are. And couldn't have had it any better this way. You know, I mean, I want to see these two. Like, you know, again, it's Sisqui, it's Mars. This is how you kick off a stream. And you're at that portion bracket. I don't want to see any more best. I don't want to see any more 3-0s in a handshake.
He makes it back. Yeah, he makes it. Oh my God.
Okay. Jumps over the charge shot. Looking good right now. Narrowly expand. Both sides whipping a lot of spaghetti.
Yep.
Going to go for the falling upper back into this corner. And this time we're starting to see Nair come out a little bit more on Mars' side. Wants to throw out something safe while still kind of imposing his will.
Yep.
Up air.
Oh yeah, there was the up air attempt that actually started, but that forward air just barely clipping on ZSS Samus. But here we go, back on the offensive end. Only taking 12% so far. That's basically nothing.
Okay. Falling forward air. Explosive. Crank 6 on that first shot. Whatever that move. I don't know if it's a shot or an explosion. Something's happening to Samus' arm there, but it's quick and it's active, and that's certainly what you need right there versus Mars.
Yep.
Mars definitely knows it. Staying on the top platform because he knew that he would try to go for a short hop there or forward on the way back. He can be so smart playing a step ahead right here of the competition, but it's going to take more than that to bring yourself out this hole.
Yep. You can see Sisqui recognizes, hey, I really don't need to do anything here. I'm going to get my charges up, and I'm just going to wait for you to try to make a mistake. I mean, we already did see Mars run full way across the stage, just take a charge shot right to the face. So he might be willing to do that again. But great forward air. That's exactly what we want to see. 68% is now all that separates. Excuse me, 84. And this is not looking too good for Mars, but it is definitely doable. We know what ZSS is capable of, and that's stealing some stocks.
And we have certainly seen Mars in much more, Jesus Christ, much crazier positions, but Mars able to almost bring this thing back. Sisqui, of course, has positional advantage, locked into the corner, and Mars knows, I'm out of here, bro. There's no way I'm letting you play the corner game. I am out. There's that jab turnaround you was talking about.
Yep. What's actually crazy though is on that right side, I think there's a chance that Mars actually won the game there, but there was actually that Phantom footstool sound that came out for Sisqui that actually gave him that little bit of extra room. So that was a very clutch moment there.
Definitely counting his lucky stars for sure.
Yes,
I gotta charge this thing up all the way, but not too much, so I still need that charge cancel mix up when I decide to break that zone. Cross up on the back here.
Yep, okay.
You gotta get out that corner back here. Relatively safe on shield, no back here needed. The flip kick, but it ain't enough though right here because I'm too thick. It is a power stick Samus, but we're gonna rinse, and damn it, we're gonna repeat.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Zero Suit Samus, she can stay out there for a long time, but again, you deal with a character with the mobility of Zero Suit Samus on top of like basically having flip kick and boost kick, all that stuff. She can go out there just as long as you, and she can really track you down.